I don't know if you can tell, but I love push-ups. Push-ups are my favorite. They cure everything, from toe to elbow. Even a bloody nose. It cures everything. Wrong. I have a lot of fun with this subject because I hear so much about how push-ups will basically cure everything. I mean, the most common thing is how it's gonna cure all your elbow pain, but really, like, everyone just has all these random wild stories about how push-ups are gonna fix any little ailment that you have. Now, while push-ups are not bad, they are not a cure-all. So today what I want to talk about is some closed chain activity exercises, which push-ups are, that you can do that are better, that are safer, and that'll keep you strong and healthy with the overall mechanics of your shoulder and with climbing.
What's closed chain?
So closed chain is when your hands are connected to the ground. So if I'm doing anything and my arms are moving with any kind of weight, that's open chain. If I'm on the ground is not gonna move. I'm gonna move on the ground. So that's a closed chain activity. Deep up in my feelings. All right, so before we get into this series, I want to talk to you about doing them on your hands versus on your elbows. Now, there's a subtle difference with this, and for some people, one version is harder than the other. When you're on your elbows, you're more parallel to the ground, so gravity has a slightly different factor on how you're moving, and it can make it a little more challenging for some people. For others, being fully extended on your arms creates a longer lever arm, so that requires more stability in your arms, and so that may be more challenging for that individual. So kind of play around with both, see which one you prefer, and I'll make some recommendations as we go through them as well. We'll start more static, which means that we're not going to be moving, and then we'll go into some more dynamic exercises where we challenge the stability of our shoulders and our core a lot more. All right, so for this first one, this is one where you can do it from either your hands or your elbows. I prefer elbows, so we're going into our plank position, core is engaged, and the important part is to keep those shoulders protracted. So basically it's like you're pushing your chest away from the ground. That's gonna engage that serratus anterior. So if I'm at neutral here, that's that push. That's gonna get that serratus anterior engaged. You'll find it's harder, but you want it to be, so you actually work that shoulder stabilizer. Then we're gonna hold this as a static position, so for about 30 seconds. As you feel strong with that, you're gonna make it dynamic. So you're actually gonna allow your body to collapse down like you're forming a pocket in the middle of your back, and then you press up. Collapse down, press up. So this is all coming from my shoulders. This is not me like rounding and arching my back. This is coming from my shoulders as we go through here. Then what we can work on, we come up onto our hands, we go into a shoulder tap. So now we're gonna do a single arm stability exercise. So wider feet, narrower hands, core is engaged. All that weight comes to here, and back and forth, trying not to allow your hips to like sway back and forth as you do this. You want to be nice and controlled and stable throughout the exercise. You can progress it by just going to your thighs, which makes it a little bit more challenging. Finally, you can go through a plank row, so this is even a little bit more challenging, grabbing onto some weights, again, wide feet, narrow arms, stability in one arm as you pull up, and alternate. Keeping that shoulder extended, elbow straight and strong the whole time. Not hyperextending the elbow though. Good. You can then go through a lateral or a side plank series. So we'll come to our side. Again, this can be from the arm, longer lever arm here, or down onto the elbow. So when we're on the elbow, we can hold this lateral plank. We can then do that like for 30 to 60 seconds, or we can make it more dynamic as we reach through and back up, reach through and up, or we can even add some resistance, stack the feet, weight comes up, and then we can drop the hip down and back up. Now we're getting a nice core exercise in with this shoulder stability. And as you can probably see, I'm already sweating because this is good work It's a nice core, it's good shoulder, it'll get you much stronger, and get those shoulders nice and stable. Now I don't know how I want to start this because it's all so fun. To kind of touch point, okay, to see what we can do and what we can do. I said can and can, huh? What was I referring to? I didn't say static first. I'm losing it. Yeah, that felt way better. Yeah. I just gotta show them. That felt good.